morning students, this is your geography lesson, and in this lesson we are reading about development of the irrigation system in Pakistan. So we start our lesson. Students, the irrigation system in Pakistan has developed from a conventional well system to the present day perennial canals and tube wells. A brief description of the conventional and modern methods of irrigation is given below. First of all, we will discuss conventional systems. Students, first system is Shadov. In the Shadov system, water is drawn from a well, river or canal by a bucket which is attached to a pole on one side and weight on the other side as shown in figure 3.12. A small area can be irrigated by this method. The Shadov system is rarely used today. Students, so it is a system in which water is drawn from a canal, river or well using a bucket that is attached to a pole. Charsa. Charsa is another irrigation system. In Charsa, animal power is used to pull water from the well. The Charsa system is not used by many farmers now. Students, if we talk about Charsa, Charsa is a conventional method of irrigation. In this system, animal power is used to pull out water from the well. One side of the rope is attached to the foot of the animal and the other side is tied with the bucket. As the animal moves forward, bucket is pulled up, facilitated by a pulley. It was used in old times but considered to waste a lot of water and as well as time. Next is Persian wheel. It is a system of continuous supply of water as shown in figure 3.13 and irrigates a comparatively larger area. As you can see from the picture, this is a picture of a Persian wheel of more or less traditional design powered by a blindfolded bullock. It turns a horizontal wooden wheel geared to a vertical wheel at the distant end of the shaft. This carries the vertical metal wheel in the left foreground, to which is attached a chain of earthenware pots. The pots raise water from the well and spill their contents into the channel that leads to the fields. So students, in the Persian wheel system, Persian wheel is an old method of irrigation. This is an old method of irrigation. A number of buckets are attached to an endless chain and lowered in the wells. As wheel turns around by animal power, water is brought up by buckets. Understand, students? There is another irrigation method, and that is Karaise. A karaise is a horizontal underground canal in the foothills that brings underground water to the surface. The underground canal may be several kilometers long. It is digged by a group of people who then share the water for irrigating their crops. Vertical shaft long poles are also dug down to the canal so that it can be cleared and repaired to prevent any blockage in the flow of water. So students, Karez is an old and stable irrigation system of Pakistan. In Pakistan, it is confined to the province of Balochistan. So, this system is used in the province of Balochistan. Students, Karez is an indigenous method of irrigation in which groundwater is tapped by a tunnel. After running from some distance, the tunnel comes out in the open and the water is conducted to the command area. There is another method, that is inundation canals. Long canals taken off from large rivers are called inundation canals. They receive water when the river is high enough and especially when it is in flood. Students, what are inundation canals? Inundation canals are long canals taken off from long rivers. They receive water when the river is high enough and especially when in flood. A diversion channel is a narrow version of an inundation canal. They are common in highland areas, especially in the northern mountains, where they divert water from the rivers in narrow channels, often high up on valley sides, to small terraced fields. So, these are only useful when the river is high enough. Tank irrigation. Tank irrigation is practiced by constructing mud banks across small streams to make a small reservoir which collect excess water during the rainy season. So students, an irrigation tank or tank is an artificial reservoir of any size. It can also have a natural or man-made spring included as part of a structure. Tanks usually constructed and managed by villagers. These tanks are usually constructed and managed by villagers and water bodies that can hold enough water to irrigate over 100 hectares of cropland. Understand, students? Now, use and effectiveness of conventional methods of irrigation. As we have read about the different conventional methods and what is the effectiveness of conventional methods of irrigation are here. Conventional methods of irrigation have been used for centuries. These methods have been used for many centuries. On small scale subsistence farms, the charsa or Persian wheel are still in use. So these methods are still in use in far away and in distant areas. On the large farms, there has been a shift from conventional to modern methods. Conventional methods have some disadvantages. They irrigate limited areas of land as only small amount of water can be obtained. They require manual labor or animals and are more time consuming. They are difficult to build, maintain and use, as for example carriers are difficult to build. Inundation canals only flow during rainy periods or when water from melting snow and ice enters the rivers. So these are the disadvantages of conventional methods. Now come to modern systems. Number 1, perennial canals. They are linked to dams and barrages to provide water throughout the year and they irrigate a vast area. So students, These canals flow all the year round and thus they are known as perennial canals. They draw water from perennial rivers or from artificial lakes which maintain a high level of water on the upstream side. And these canals are not useful during the dry months. Tube wells also help to lower the water table, thereby protecting the land from waterlogging and salinity. Sprinkler or spray irrigation. Another modern method is sprinkler or spray irrigation. Students, sprinklers are connected to public water supply pipes. They are connected to public water supply pipes. They are centrally placed in fields to water the plants. They are established, they are built in fields to water the plants. They are used mainly in orchards and market gardening. As you can see from the figure 3.2, it is clear that you can see such type of sprinkles in orchards and market gardens. Agricultural crops are rarely irrigated with this method because it is far more expensive for the farmer due to its capital cost. So students, this is a costly use of irrigation method of irrigation. Then canal irrigation and tube wells. It is more costly than canal irrigation and tube wells. However, it does use water much more efficiently with much less water wastage. It can prevent waterlogging and salinity. Now come to another modern method, and that is tankers. Tankers collect water from the ponds and lakes and provide it to households and fields in case of emergency. This method is very expensive and is rarely used for irrigation. Students, water tanks are used to provide storage of water for use in many applications as drinking water, irrigation, agricultural farming, both for plants and livestock, chemical manufacturing, food preparation, as well as many other uses. And water tanks are an efficient way to help developing countries to store clean water. But in many ways, it is not as much as affordable as the other methods of irrigation. So students, this is for today. I hope you have understood a lot from this lesson. You have to learn conventional methods and modern methods of irrigation. Thank you for listening. Take care. Allah Hafiz.